All right, I know what you're thinking. I couldn't resist. I could not bring myself to just walk away. I just went down there just to look at the truck and just check it out. And I was like, I don't really need to spend the money right now. But once I got there, I was like, man, I can't let this thing get away from me. I had to have it. So let's go back to the beginning real quick. How did we get here? I bought that 2006 Dodge Ram. I bought that for $1,000. It had been sitting for a year and a half or so. I put like $100 in parts in it, decent amount of labor, got the thing running and driving really good. Had an exhaust leak and the tach didn't work. Aside from that, great truck. It just wasn't a pulling truck. It was like driving around the suburbs, occasionally wanting to go to Menards to get stuff to spruce up your bathroom. It was that kind of truck. I used it to haul Jack Black over here to work on the exhaust that one day. It was not happy, it wasn't having it. And that was only like 5,500 pounds, give or take. And it was just not having it. So I was like, you know what? I don't need the truck. If it's not gonna do what I need a truck to do, then no reason to keep it. So I sold that. I didn't intend to like make money off the truck. I put it up for a little bit above what I thought was a fair price, and I was gonna let them talk me down to what I thought was a fair price, which was around 2,500 bucks. I ended up selling it for 23, which, you know, I'm not trying to make money off it. I don't care. Moved it on to someone else who said they could use it. So sold that truck yesterday, went down to Kalamazoo, and ended up picking this thing up. Boom. Oh wait, I gotta step back a bunch. Boom. Check this thing out, dude. I freaking love this thing. It is a beast, dude. It is a 1993, same year as me, a weird way of saying it, Chevy C3500 Cheyenne. Now, you'll notice from the C3500, it is two-wheel drive. I didn't need four-wheel drive. I don't go off-road much. Like, the worst situation is gonna be dropping the trailer in my backyard on like a wet day. But aside from that, should be fine. It'll be a little bit less rolling resistance, should help with mileage a little bit. And it is a 454. Initially I wanted the 6.5, but I don't know. I think the 6.5s are good engines. I've heard a lot of back and forth, but aside from the gas mileage, I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about the 454s. Aside from this one being a TBI, which again, I don't care. This is the third TBI truck I've had. They have all run perfect for me. They're just not, you know, serious powerhouses. But this thing, before I go into it anymore, this thing was $2,000 for a 1-ton truck with a big block, and get this, 120,000 original miles. The worst you'll see is below the door there, and that's just the paint chip. It's not rust. Like, can you guys look how clean these fucking rockers are, dude? And it's like that on the other side. This is the worst part of, well, no, I shouldn't say that, because the bedside over here has a big dent that caused a little bit, but like under the tailgate, it's all still, this is just dirt from shit, but it is still brand new, dude. It's all got paint on it. Yeah, right here's the worst. It has a little crunch there and a little bit there, but that ain't shit, dude. How many times can I say dude? I need to go and get some touch-up paint, spray a little primer on this. We'll just mask it off from the molding down so it, you know, kind of blends in before it actually starts to rot away. But I could not believe it. 120,000 original miles. I bought it from the second and third owner. The guy I got it from bought it off his dad, who was the second owner, and they had it since, I think he said 97. So it's been in their family for 23 years. And he said all they used it for was pulling their fifth wheel camper around. It does have the rails in back. I might put a gooseneck back there. But yeah, all they used it for was pulling their fifth wheel. And he said, look how clean this interior is. This is the worst of the seats. That's it. They had covers on them, like real shitty looking camo covers that I pulled off immediately. It is so nice in here. So the worst parts of the truck, the other bedside over there, this seat, and this. Aside from that, everything else perfect. Manual windows, you know me, I love manual windows. They're lighter, less to go wrong, much easier to fix. You don't have to trace any wiring. The headliner looks great. The AC works, but it needs to be recharged. Transmission was rebuilt at 100,000 miles. He said that they were up in the mountains pulling the trailer and they burn it up, so they had it rebuilt. I washed it a bunch and scrubbed it all by hand yesterday because it was pretty grungy from sitting under a tree for God knows how long. You can still see some of the like shit on it. I couldn't really get the roof, so that'll just stay grungy. Got that lid flip going on, making all the extra horsepower. And I got to admit, like, stabbing the gas real quick from a standstill, this thing spins them pretty good. It's torquey. I tried looking up the specs and I saw a few conflicting numbers, but I think this thing's right around like 380 foot-pounds of torque and, you know, like 200 horsepower, of course, because it's got like no cam in it. But it's smooth, it's quiet. I could not believe how quiet this thing is. Let me fire it up real quick. Yeah! Listen to how quiet that thing is. Yeah, this thing, it's a time capsule. They never did, well, there was one thing that they changed, and they had these like stupid broken real chrome extended towing mirrors that every time I came to a stop it would fly forward and it would hit the fender here. So I ripped those off and threw the stalkers back on. They've got, you know, a little bit of shit here and there, but I think they look better than, I mean, they obviously work better than the other ones. I'm sure there's gonna be someone who's like, well, it's a two-wheel drive, why didn't you get a four-wheel drive? And it's like, one, I just didn't need a four-wheel drive. I mean, if all I'm really gonna be using this for is pulling trailers on the road, I don't really see a reason for four-wheel drive. Plus, they're heavier, it's more drivetrain loss, so it'll use up a little bit more gas. To me, this just seemed like a better solution. Plus, the price was right. I wish it were a 96 to 2000, just because OBD2, they had the better fuel injection. They made a little bit more power. I think they made like 410 torque or something like that. And they have the nicer dash. I don't know, I kind of like this dash. It's growing on me. It's not my favorite though. I'm trying really hard to resist the urge to modify it and fuck things up, because literally as soon as I got home, I started looking up like ways to modify it and still use the TBI. I just hate tuning things with chips. It's so inconvenient. But I mean, just like a good intake and a decent cam would really wake this thing up, because it's not like I need to make a bunch of horsepower. This thing, it'll hardly ever see over 5,000 RPM. Like one of those like stage 2 RV cams or something like that to just really kick it up to like 450 torque, something like that. But I mean, a low RPM grunting big block, a transmission that allegedly has about 20,000 miles on it, a big beefy rear end with 410s in it. This thing should drive forever as long as I take care of it. I need to change the oil in it, which I'll probably do here soon. Just drive it till the wheels fall off, and then I've got a complete drivetrain for like the Monte Carlo or something. Big block, 4L80, 14 bolt. I'm giddy, dude. I love this truck. So that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go check out the 454 JB shirts. Go help Pops out. All the money for that goes to him. You gotta wear them whenever you're around a big block, so that's just the law now. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys dig the truck as much as I do. Even if you dig it half as much as I do, these are words, then you know what? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.